Head volleyball coach Jaime Gordon joining us on MSUEagles.com. We're at Holloway Gymnasium in West Lafayette, Indiana, getting ready for the Purdue Active Ankle Challenge. And Coach, you've had an opportunity to review the Marshall tape from this past Tuesday. Tell us what you liked about that match and what needs to improve.
Well, the things I liked about the match is that it's over. And to be honest, I didn't review the tape.
Okay.
It was all about us kind of putting that chapter behind us and moving forward. We came in, we had 2 great practices on Wednesday. We kind of did an old school 2-a-day, split an early morning practice on Wednesday, came back in the afternoon, worked on some more things, had 2 great workouts. The team really came in focused. Actually, when we got back after the match on Marshall, NCAA rules don't allow us to do any practices or anything like that. The team actually asked if they could get back out on the court. I told them that we couldn't be a part of that, we couldn't encourage it, but they got out on the floor. And even after we finished our 4th hour of practice on Wednesday, they stayed out in the gym, and they're very committed. They're working their tails off. Honestly, what we just need to do is we need to apply what we've been doing in practice into the game situation. That's actually what we just talked about at the end of this workout.
I wanted to ask you about a couple players that have kind of picked up dual roles this year. Hope Ralama was listed as an outside hitter. She's become kind of your primary libero. And then Bailey Nickel recruited as a setter. She's been attacking from the outside. Just talk about the progress of those two and kind of taking on that new role.
Sure. You know, it's really not a new role for either of those players. Hope was highly recruited, both as an outside but also as a libero, by a lot of BCS, some Big Ten programs as well. So she's got that ability. She's lightning quick, and she's I think really responding well to that responsibility and what we're asking her to do. Bailey as well, the attacking side is not a new piece for her. She played a true 6'2" throughout club. So she spent a lot of time as an attacker. She's a heady competitor. So it's been great for both of those players to step in as we've needed them. But we also have some other versatile players on our squad, and I think throughout the remainder of the season we're going to see some people stepping into some different roles as needed.
The last time you coached in this facility was in the NCAA Tournament in 2011. Take us back to that year and give us some memories. Obviously, it would have been nice to come away with a win, but just kind of the overall excitement of being in the NCAA Tournament for Morehead State.
Sure, yeah. It was our first trip there as a program. It was a tremendous venue. Purdue was actually seeded 4th that year, so we had quite a competitive draw. It was a sellout in here, but at the same time we had a tremendous showing of our own. We had, I want to say, about close to 200 fans that made the trip up here. So it brings back some good memories. Unfortunately, we only have 4 people on staff that were here before. 2 of them players, 2 of them coaches. So it is a new place for some. But one of the kind of neat things about that match was one of the people that was in the stands during that match was Bailey Nickel, and she was here to watch her sister play. And that was kind of a piece that we were able to kind of build our relationship off of.
How about that? A traditional 4-team tournament here with the host Boilermakers. They're 11th in the country. Notre Dame is your first opponent tomorrow at noon, and then St. Louis. I know it's a loaded field, lots of quality teams, and Purdue playing at a very high level. You'll have your hands full, but just give us your thoughts on those 3 opponents and the next couple of days.
It's a great opportunity. They're 3 very talented teams, but even more so, very well-coached teams. You've got, I think, 3 of the top coaches in the game, so they're going to be very well prepared for us. But it's a tremendous opportunity for our players to get out there, compete against some of the best, and continue to work on improving. We're going to have our hands full when we get into OVC play, so this is really a weekend that's no different than what we'll see next weekend when we travel down to Nashville.
You told me after the Marshall match you were a lot more concerned about your team than the opponents, but if you had to break it down to a couple of keys for success this weekend, what would those be?
For us, it's going to be that consistency. Our passing is going to have to be there so that we can utilize some of our strengths. Our blocking is going to be critical for us. I think it's an area that can be a huge strength for us, and when we're playing such physical teams and such strong attackers, that's going to be a key piece to take some of the weight off of our defense. And then I think we may be able to throw a couple of new wrinkles, maybe throw some things that they haven't seen on film. So we're looking forward to it.
He's the head volleyball coach at Morehead State, Jaime Gordon. Lots of coverage of this tournament through MSUEagles.com, so we'll encourage all fans to follow Morehead State volleyball that way. Jaime, we'll talk to you throughout the weekend. Thanks for the time.
All right, thanks, Matt.